All right, so for this lesson, we're going to be looking at percents of numbers, sale prices, discounts, taxes, tips, commission, interest, things that deal with percent. All right, so I have 4 cards at the top, and we're going to talk about each card before we actually look at some examples. So if you look at card 1, we're only going to be asked to find a percent of a number. So if you're only asked to find a percent of a number, I want you to use card 1. Like if I might ask you, what's 60% of 900? Or what is 30% of 50? Or, I don't know, 80% of 72. That's just finding a percent of a number. So you would follow these steps. The first thing you would do is change, right here, you're going to change your percent to a decimal. And the way you do that is you drop the percent and move the decimal 2 places to the left. After you change your percent to a decimal, you're going to work on this part. You're going to multiply that decimal from step 1 by the number you want to find the percent of. So suppose you want to find 70% of 10. That means that you're going to change your 70% to a decimal, but you're trying to find that percent of 10. So you multiply your decimal times 10 because that's the number you're trying to find the percent of. But when we get into these, we'll look more at exactly what we're trying to do. All right, card 2. To find any of the following, such as a discount, amount off, amount of a markdown, and if you take a look at just these 3, just those 3 right there, discount, amount off, or amount of a markdown is simply something, it shows a reduction in something. Something has been reduced, okay? If you see tax, tip, commission, or interest, any of these will indicate that something has been added on. Okay? So if you're looking for some reduction or some add-on amount, then this is what you're going to do. You're just going to follow the steps from card 1. You do the same thing we did over here. That's it. All right, let's take a look at card 3. I know this is tiny writing, but bear with me. All right, so if you take a look at card 3 to find keyword, I'm going to underline it. To find a total or some final amount after being given a percent of markup or a percent of tax or a percent of tip or some percent commission or some percent interest. So I want you to notice these words in here: markup, tax, tip, commission, interest. They look like the words that we see in card 2, but there's one difference between card 2 and card 3. Card 2, you're only looking for the reduced amount or the amount that's added on. On card 3, you're not looking for the reduced amount or the amount added on. You're looking for the total after the reduced amount or after the part that's added on. Okay, so I'm going to write that. Let me see if I can toggle down. Okay. So here, you are looking for the amount after some add-on. Okay? After you look, and this means that you're trying to find a total after some add-on, okay? All right, now keeping what in mind, percent markup, tax, tip, commission, interest, those are all things that make things go up, okay? Now, if you look over here on card 4, it says to find a total, not after a markup, it's the total after a discount or percent off or markdown. Okay, so or if you're looking for some discounted price or some sale price, then these are the steps that you're going to follow. You're going to subtract the given percent from 100, and you make sure you use this percent from now on. Forget about the given one. I need to go back to card 3 in just a second. Then follow the steps from card 1. So after you do step 1, you go all the way back over here to card 1, to this card, and follow these steps. Let me go back to card 3. So on card 3, I didn't get to this part, so let me go back and reiterate that or just talk about it. To find a total or final amount after being given a percent markup, a percent tax, or a percent tip, or some percent commission, or some percent interest, all these represent, again, something added on. Okay, but then again, after you add that something on, you're looking for the total. All right, so what do you do? In this particular case, you want to add, right here, you want to add 100 to the percent given. And then that percent that you get after you add 100, you're going to use that percent from now on. Forget about the given one. So suppose you were given a 30% markup. Well, if you add 100 to 30, you get 130. You would use 130 instead of the 30%. So you would add 100 to the percent, and then you follow the steps from card 1. So that means you just go back over here and follow these steps again. All right, going back to card 4. Okay, so we go back to card 4, and I didn't mean to do that. Let me get this. Let me go back to undo so I can go get it back to where it was. Okay. All right, so if you go back to card 4, card 4 kind of looks like card 2 as well because they share some of the same words. But these words here, discount, percent off, markdown, discounted price, sale price, they kind of look like, some of them look like these, where you see discount, amount off, or markdown. Okay, they look like those three with these two added, discounted price and sale price. All right, but if you see anything like that, if you're looking for some total after keyword after, some kind of reduction. If you're looking for a total after some kind of reduction, you're going to use card 4, but only if you're looking for a total after some kind of reduction. Here you're looking for, and let me go back. I'm going to write this a little better. So it might make more sense to you. All right, so here we're looking for a total and keyword after some kind of add-on. That may make more sense to you. Okay. So card 3, you're looking for a total after some kind of add-on, and card 4, you're looking for some total. You're looking for a total after some kind of reduction. All right, on card 2, you're not looking for a total at all. You're just looking for the reduction, or you're looking for the add-on. Card 1, you're neither looking for a reduction or an add-on. You're just looking for whatever percent they give you, a percent of some number. All right, so let's take a look at these, some examples, and see if we can use these cards to help us. All right, so in example 1, It says a sweater is priced at $42.99, but it's on sale for 30% off. Let me go back. But it's on sale for 30% off. What is the sale price? So it says, look in the box. I put these boxes to try to help you. What are you asked to find? Well, I'm asked to find the sale price. So now I just got to figure out what card number to use. Okay. All right. So does card 1 say anything about trying to find a sale price? No. Go to card 2. I don't see anything about trying to find some sale price. And a sale price, guys, I'll be honest, and you all should know this, your sale price is simply the price after they take off the discount. So it's your total price after the reduction. Okay, and you may want to make a little note of that. A sale price is a total or final price after a reduction. Okay, which means they're reducing the price. Okay, so if it's the total or final price after a reduction, then I'm going to be using card 4. So I need to follow the steps on card 4. So if I follow the steps on card 4, it says subtract the given percent from 100. Okay, so here's the given percent. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to take 30 away from 100. And the reason why you're doing that is because if you want the sale price, it's not going to sell for the full 100%. If they're taking 30% off, then it's going to sell for 30% less than the full price. The full price would be represented by 100%. So 30% less would be 70%. Okay. So I've done step 1 and I'm over here, guys. I've done step 1 from card 4. And then it says follow the steps from card 1. So I go back over here to card 1 and I follow these steps. Okay. The step that I see is change a percent to a what? Change a percent to a decimal. So we're going to change the 70% here to a decimal. How do we do that? We drop the percent sign and move the decimal 2 places or spaces to the left. All right, so let's do that. So I'm going to drop the percent sign and move the decimal 2 places to the left. If you don't see a decimal, the decimal is at the end. So basically we end up with 0.70, or you can just write 7/10. Okay, you can keep the 0 or you can drop it at the end. It's up to you. All right, step 3. Well, the third step, if I follow this, or the next step is to multiply that decimal from step 1, and that would be the last step right here. Okay, so you're going to multiply this decimal by the number you want to find the percent of. I want to find that the percent of $42. That's the number, $42.99. So I'm going to take 7/10, or you can keep the 0 and put 70 hundredths, times $42.99. Okay, let's see what that equals. And you can use your calculator. 7/10 times $42.99. So you end up with something that looks like this. That doesn't look like money. So to make it look like money, we round to the nearest cent, which is the nearest hundred. That 3 tells that 9 to stay the same. So we're looking at a $30.09 sale price. Okay, $30.09 sale price. So that's the sale price of the sweater. So something that's $42.99 to start off with that has been reduced by 30% means you're only going to pay $30.09 because you're just paying 70% of it instead of the full 100. All right, let's look at number 2. Number 2 says, in a survey of 400 people, 42% reported pizza as their favorite meal. Okay, so how many people like pizza? So I'm asked to find how many people like pizza. Okay. Number of people who like pizza. And this one is easy because it tells me specifically how many people think pizza is their favorite meal, what percent. All right, it says 42% reported that pizza is their favorite meal. Okay. And I probably should say like pizza the most. All right, so 42% said pizza is their favorite meal. So what card should we use if 42% of the people, and you say what people? Well, how many people were surveyed? So 40% of all those 400 people like pizza as their favorite meal. So I'm going to make a little note right here. 42% of the 400 people like pizza the most. Okay. So I just need to figure out what 42% of 400 is, and that would tell me how many people like pizza the most. Okay, so you go up here, and I'm going to start backwards on this one. I'm going to start on card 4. Are you looking for some total after some kind of reduction? Well, did 42% like pizza the most or less than 42%? Okay, did it need to be reduced at some point? No, that's not 40. I don't take 42% off. It didn't say anything about discounting it, so it's not going to be after a reduction. It's not looking for a total after some reduction. I'm not looking for a total after some add-on. I'm not going to add 100 to 42 to get 142%. Because exactly 42% of people like pizza, no more, no less. So if exactly 42% of people like pizza, no more, no less, more than likely I'm going with card 1. Card 2 is excluded because it's not a discount. It's not an amount off. It's not a markdown. It's not a tax, tip, commission, or interest. So I know card 2 is excluded. That only leaves card 1. I'm looking for a percent of a number. So if you're looking for that exact percent of the number, then you use card 1. Anytime you're looking for the exact percent of the number given and that's it, you use card 1. All right, so we're going to use card 1 because I'm looking for that exact percent of the number given. All right, so just looking for 42% of 400. So card 1 tells us to do what? Again, it says change a percent right here. Change a percent to a decimal and then multiply that decimal from step 1 by the number you want to find the percent of. Okay, so I'm going to change my percent to a decimal. I'm going to change 42% to a decimal. So that means I'm going to drop the percent and move the decimal 2 places to the left. If you don't see a decimal, it's at the end. So then you move it from the end. So this ends up being basically 42 hundredths. And then you multiply that decimal that you have from step 1 by the number we're trying to find the percent of. So 42% of the 400 people. So it's 42% times 400. So let's figure out what is 42% of 400. 42% of 400 is 168. So 168 people out of that 400 like pizza the most. Okay, let's go to the next page. All right, on this one it says the dinner bill came to $43.76 before tax. Okay, so if we have a 6.5% tax, if 6.5% tax is added to the bill, what will the final total be? So I'm looking for a keyword. I'm looking for a total after an add-on. This is total after an add-on. Okay. So it says, what are we looking for right here? What do we actually find? We're actually find the total bill. Okay. The total bill after an add-on. So what card should we use? Okay. If we're looking for the total or the final bill after an add-on, here we go. Total. Oh, not that one. Let me go back. Undo. I'm looking for a total or a final amount after an add-on. What kind of add-on? The add-on was a percent tax in that particular case. Okay. Tax is what they add on. Just like if you go to the store and purchase something, like if it costs 99 cents, you notice you don't pay 99 cents because they tax it. They add something onto it. Okay, but here we're going to use card 3. Okay, we're going to follow the steps from card 3. So from card 3, it says add 100 to the percent given. Okay. Now, after you add 100 to the percent given, you'll use that percent from now on and forget about the given percent. The given percent is 6.5%. But what I'm going to do is add 100 to this and then just forget about that. Okay, so let's just go ahead. Step 1, I'm going to add 100 to 6.5, which ends up being 106.5%. Okay, so that's step 1. But now if you go back to the card, it says then follow the steps from card 1. So I'm going to go back over here to card 1. So the next thing I'm going to do is change my percent to a decimal. So I'm going to drop the percent and move the decimal 2 places to the left. So since this already has a decimal, I start moving from that decimal, not from the end. Only move from the end if you don't see the decimal to begin with. So this ends up being 1.065, which is 1 in 65,000. So I'm going to use this decimal. So I'm going to take that decimal, and then I'm going to do this part. I'm going to multiply that decimal by the number in this problem. Well, what are we trying to find the tax? Or what's the total? Like it tax what number? It taxed the number $43.76. Okay, a tax, like I said, it makes your bill go up. So we should expect this amount to be more than $43.76. And once you multiply, you get this number, 46.6044. But that doesn't look like money. Since we're talking about money, we need to round to the nearest cent. So this 4 tells that 0 to stay the same. Remember, it will only go up if this number right here is 5 or more. If it's not, then this number right here stays the same, okay? It's 5 or more. In this case, it's a no, so this number stays. All right, so let me write an arrow here. Make that look a little better. Let me undo that. So that number right there stays. 5 or more, no, it's not. So the number stays. So, and I went to the wrong one. It should be going to this number right here. So that means the 0 is going to stay put. So we're looking at $46.60 as the final bill or final cost. Okay. All right, let's try another one. Okay, Marjorie deposits $1,275 into an account that makes 6 2/10 interest per year. So 6 2/10 interest is like 6 pennies. So it's 6 pennies for every dollar. So if you put $1 in the account, you get 6 pennies. You put $2 in the account, you get 6 pennies twice, which is 12 cents. You put $3 in the account, you get $6 three times, which is 18 cents. If you put, let's say, $8 in the account, then you're going to get 6 cents 8 times, which ends up being 48 cents. Okay, but this person, Marjorie, put in $1,275. Okay, so the interest she's gonna get is like 6 cents 1,275 times. Okay, that's gonna be interest. So, and interest is a good thing if you're investing money. Interest is a bad thing if you borrowed it. So that means you got to pay back more if you borrowed it. If you invested like Marjorie did, that's just extra money she's going to get on top of this 1,275. But let's go to a question that says, how much interest will she pay in a year? So I'm looking for amount of interest. So I need to go back up to those cards and find something that's only asking me to find the interest. And I know it was something on these. So if you take a look at these cards, if you're only looking for the interest, to find any of the following, so we look at card 2. To find any of the following, a discount, amount off, percent of a markdown, tax, tip, commission, or there it is, the word interest. So if we're trying to find interest, we're going to follow the steps from card 1. So that's all we do. Follow the steps from card 1. So you go over here, you change your percent to a decimal, and then you multiply that decimal by the number. All right, that's all we're going to do. All right, let's go back. We're going to take our percent, and somebody's saying it's already, and change it to a decimal, but somebody's saying it's already a decimal. No, it's a percent because it has that percent sign on the back. So what I want to do is drop that percent sign and move my decimal 2 places to the left. Okay, but if you notice, this has an empty spot. So in this empty spot, I'm going to add a 0. So this percent is going to change to that decimal. This percent right here changes to that decimal. I'm going to take that percent, that decimal, and multiply it by the number given. The number that was given was 1,275. Okay. Basically, it's that many pennies 1,275 times. All right, so that means she's going to get $79.05 in interest. In other words, if she lets this amount of money sit for a year, the bank will just give her $79.05. Okay, it's free money. You just let this sit for a year and I will give you this. That's what the bank says. And the reason why the banks do that is because if you let money sit in their account, they really don't let it sit. They use it because people come in and borrow money. Like they may borrow money to buy a house or a car. Okay, they may need a loan. So when people come in to borrow money, then they are going to charge more than the interest that they're giving you on that. They make money if you let your money sit in there because they're using your money to make money. All right, that doesn't mean if you go to the bank and ask for your money back, they won't give it to you. They will. Okay, what card did we use? Because I didn't go over that. So we used card 2. All right, let's look at 5. Diet cranberry juice has 30% fewer grams of sugar, okay, than what? Than regular cranberry juice. Okay, so just keep in mind, regular cranberry juice has the whole 100% of sugar in it, okay? But diet cranberry juice has 30% of whatever that cranberry juice has. 30% fewer than whatever that cranberry juice has, which is the 100%, the whole amount. If a serving of regular cranberry juice has 30 grams of sugar, 130 grams of sugar in it, and that's for the regular, how many grams of sugar are in a serving of diet juice? Okay. Keep in mind that diet juice has 30% fewer grams of sugar. So if 130 represent the whole thing, it's going to be less than 130. Diet has less grams of sugar than that. Okay? All right. But you want to keep in mind that diet also has 30% fewer grams of sugar. So 130 represents the whole thing. I want to look at this hint. This hint says this is the total amount of calories, and it shouldn't say calories. Let me mark that out. This is the total amount of grams of sugar after some reduction. Well, what do I mean by some reduction? Well, for diet juice, it's a 30% reduction than the normal. Okay? So I'm gonna make a little note of that. Diet juice has 30% fewer grams than regular. So this is a reduction. I don't know why my pen is writing like this. Okay, so I'm going to erase juice because juice doesn't look like juice. I don't know what it looks like. So diet juice has 30% fewer grams. So this is a reduction in the normal amount. Okay, so what you're going to do is just go back to the hint. This is a total amount of grams of sugar after a reduction. So you're looking for a total amount again after some reduction. So card 4 deals with a total amount after a reduction. So we're going to use card 4. Just what are we asked to find? So we're asked to find the total amount of sugar after a reduction, because you have to reduce it by 30%. What card should we use? That's going to be card 4. All right, so for card 4, you're going to subtract the given percent from 100 and then follow the steps from card 1. All right, so what we'll do is start off with card 1. Start off with card 4. It says subtract the given percent. Okay, so the reason why we want to subtract is because we're looking for the amount of sugar in diet cranberry juice. It doesn't have the whole 100%. It has 30% fewer, which means it only has 70% of the sugar that the regular cranberry juice has. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to go back to card 1. And I'm going to change this percent to a decimal. So I'm going to drop the percent and move it 2 places to the left. So I'm going to use 0.7. And then I'm going to multiply that number, that decimal, by the number of grams in regular cranberry juice, which is 130. So keep in mind, I'm using 70%, like in this step right here, because diet has 30% fewer than the normal. The normal is 100, so 30% fewer would be 70%. That's the diet, okay? So now I'm going to do 7/10 times 130, which tells me that the diet cranberry juice has 91 grams of sugar. Okay, let's take a look at some more. All right, my subtotal at the bookstore came to $11.76. I'm going to tell you what a subtotal is. A subtotal is a total before any add-on or any reduction. Al. Okay. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what we have left. It says with a 7% tax, how much is the add-on to the bill? Okay, so I'm only looking for the add-on. So what are you asked to find? Just the add-on. Okay? Okay. Add-on. The add-on is in the form of a tax. Okay. That's it. Not looking for a total. I'm just looking for just the add-on. Okay, so I'm just looking for the add-on. And I'm going to go back up here so you can see this. So I'm going back so we can look at this main card. So if you look right here, if you have an add-on that's a tax, tip, commission, or interest, you're going to use card 2. You're looking for just the add-on. Okay? So here you're looking for just the add-on. Or just the reduction. Then you would use card 2. Okay, so we're going to go back since we're looking for just the add-on or just the reduction. We're going to use card 2. Let me see if I can use this toggle button to get there quicker. All right, so here. All right, so we're just using card 2. Card 2 tells us to follow the steps from card 1. Okay, as you can see right here. All right, we're going to follow the steps from card 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this percent and change it to a decimal. So we're going to drop the percent and move the decimal 2 places to the left. Fill in that empty space with a 0. So that's what we're looking at. Make sure you fill in that empty space with a 0. Then you're going to take this decimal and multiply it by the number that's given, which is $11.76. So take 7% or 7 tenths, 700ths, and multiply it by $11.76. And you get this number. So you got to make it look like money. Okay, so you're going to take this number and use that to round 3 tails of 2 to stay the same. So basically it's an 82 cents add-on. But we really say, because we use the word tax here, we really say it's an 82 cents. It's an 82 cents tax. So before the tax, before the add-on, it was $11.76. But that doesn't mean that's all you pay. So when you get to the register, they're going to ring up the $11.76 item. Okay, or that's what the total, some subtotal will come to. And then add the 82 cents on to give you your final bill. But in this particular example, we will only ask to find just the add-on or just the tax, okay? All right. We're going to pick up with a part 2 of this in just a little bit. So, I mean, if you have time, look at part 2 of this. So what I just did, a 1 through 6, is part 1 of 2. But we'll pick up with the rest on the next video.